Good morning, happy Friday. Wearing red to honor our veterans, active duty military, law enforcement, first responders, and their amazing families. Topic today is interesting and it's probably going to push some buttons, so you need to think about this and I want you to be honest with yourself. A lot of folks are really stressed for a lot of reasons. Everything from kids, work, divorce, separations. They're getting married, that's stressful. Moving in together, that's stressful. Horrible diagnosis, starting new jobs, the list goes on and on. When you are in this stressful situation, how do you handle it? Do you talk to somebody? Do you ruminate? Do you just sit and mull it over and over, overanalyze everything? Do you go for a jog? Do you work out? Do yoga, Pilates? Or do you pop a pill? Do you reach for anxiety meds? Do you reach for some meds you can get from a friend? Do you reach for a drink? I mean alcohol. Do you reach for marijuana? Do you reach for illicit drugs? I want you to think about something. You're stressed out, you reach for a substance, and you consume the substance, whether it's your anxiety meds, whether it's a drink, whatever, and you feel a little better for a while. But honey, when it wears off, the problem's still there. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a bleeding artery. It's a Band-Aid. It's not going to stop the bleeding. It's not going to stop the problem. So, why not talk to somebody? Why not address the problem? In all likelihood, your behaviors are learned behaviors. I would assume somebody in your family or close circle growing up, that's what they did. When they were stressed, they reached for the Xanax, the Valium, whatever. They reached for a drink. They reached for marijuana, whatever. But it's not helping anything. It didn't help then. It doesn't help now. Let's talk about it. Find someone you can talk to and have an honest conversation. In all likelihood, you have catastrophized and blown everything out of proportion, because that's kind of human nature for a lot of people. And that too is a learned behavior. It might not be that big a problem. You might be worrying about something, but that might not even happen. So why would you do that? Why are you wasting your energy on something that may or may not even happen? I mean, if that's the case, it's a 50-50 shot. It is going to happen. It's not going to happen. Let's not go down that path. If it happens, we'll deal with it. If it doesn't happen, well, saved yourself the time and trouble. Talk to somebody. Get to the root of the problem. Please do not reach for anxiety meds, for a drink, for pills, for weed. I mean, that just breaks my heart. I live in an apartment complex at the moment. And I think in my building, there's 16 buildings here, I am the only one that doesn't partake in pot. I can't stand it. I mean, it just literally, the smell is just enough to gag a maggot. Don't like it, don't want to be around it. I have seen it do some horrible things to individuals. I don't want to hear your opinions on it, but I have seen some really bad things happen. I know firsthand of an attorney who ended up losing their law license because of drugs. And it started out as pot, and then it went on to a lot harder substance because they could not deal with their perceived problems. And I say perceived because that's what it is. It's your perception of the issue. And a lot of times, honey, it's not as bad as you think it is. And being on these substances will exacerbate the lens. It will make everything look bigger and worse, and because you probably have an addiction. And so you're going to rationalize, I need this drink, I need this pill, I need this joint. You really don't. You need to handle your problems. You need to talk to somebody. I'm not saying necessarily to talk to me. There are people all over the world you can talk to. There are psychologists, psychiatrists, therapists, counselors, life coaches. The list goes on and on. There's clergy that you can go to. There's a lot of people willing to help you understand your problem so that you can fix your problem. My job is not to live somebody's life for them, not to tell them what to do. My job is to give them the tools to fix their life and live it. But to fix your life, you have to set down and step away from addictions. You have to step away from dependency. And the difference in that, so when you're addicted, you are physically and emotionally dependent upon, you physically need the drink. You physically need the chemical in the drug or the alcohol or the tobacco for that matter, because people go through nicotine withdrawal. People will go through withdrawal from Valium, Xanax, Klonopin, all kinds of stuff, because they are dependent. They're addicted. A dependency, you want it. It'll make it better. It'll fix it. That's all I need is the drink. All I need is the weed. All I need is the pill, and it'll make it better. It might make it better for an hour, 2 hours. The problem's still going to be there. Let's fix the problem. Okay? It's that simple. Talk to somebody. It's probably not half as bad as what you think it is. You just need a different perspective. Go to somebody. Sit down. Talk to them. Listen to what they are telling you. Take their advice. You don't need the drugs. You don't need the alcohol. You sure as hell don't need the weed. You don't need to, what is it? They're using microdosing of psilocybin mushrooms? No. Plain and simple, no. Yeah. If it isn't prescribed by a doctor, don't put it in your body. And a physician, doctor, not somebody on the internet who calls themselves a doctor. Do not be buying medications off of eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, anything else. No, this is your body. You have one brain, one heart, one liver, one pancreas. Let's not screw it up. Take care of yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And practice self-care. Love yourself.